everybody, welcome back to my channel KK Longshine. So as I told you in my last video that I'm starting a series on my channel #making English more better. So I'm starting it with teaching you some basic English grammar concepts, because remember, speaking English fluently is incomplete without basic grammar conception. So here I am with the very first topic of my series, that is the sentences. As we all know that the sentences are a major part of English, because the English is all about phrases, words and sentences. So let's start from this really very basic topic. So the subtopics that we are going to cover under this topic is that what is a sentence, how to form a sentence, and what are types of sentences. And I'll also take you through phrases. So let's get started. What is a sentence? A group of words that makes a complete sense. You must have heard this many times. Now, how to form a sentence? Conditions that are appropriate to form a sentence are as follows. Certain meaningful words, means you should have some meaningful words that should make some meaning, means a complete group of words. Then the second condition says group of words must make a complete sense, that the arrangement of those group of words must be in a manner that they should make a complete sense. Then the third condition says correct use of punctuation marks. You must be aware about punctuation marks like full stop, question mark, exclamation mark, colon, semicolon and so on. If you want me to give you a worksheet, if you are a WhatsApp joiner, then please message me. I'll definitely give you a worksheet over punctuation marks. All these conditions are compulsory to form a complete sentence. If the sentence miss any of these conditions, then it will not be named as a sentence. Always remember that. Let's take an example. Meera is playing in the garden with her friends. The second sentence is Meera is garden with friends playing in her. In the first sentence, we are clearly told the action of the subject. The subject is playing in the garden along with her friends. Hence, it is making a complete sense following all the conditions of the formation of a sentence. You can see that we have meaningful words here, we have a complete arrangement here, and the punctuation rule is also followed by this sentence. If we look towards the second sentence, we are not clearly told about what action the subject is exactly doing. It is not making any sense and also not following any of the conditions or rules of the formation of a sentence. Now, let me take you through that what is subject and what is predicate. Let's understand it by an example. Alpita is completing her assignment. Now here, the word Alpita, that is a proper noun, will discuss about what are nouns in our next video. So Alpita is a subject here. What is the subject? The subject is someone that is doing some action. Now the other part of the sentences is completing her assignment. So this will be known as predicate. What are predicates? The action the subject is doing is framed as predicate. Now, types of sentences. There are 4 types of sentences. Basically, the first one is assertive or declarative sentences. Second is interrogative sentence. Third is imperative sentence. And the fourth one is exclamatory. Assertive or declarative sentence refers to a statement. And what kind of statements will be? Like universal truths or facts or anything which is obvious, which cannot be changed. And the punctuation mark that is always followed by these kinds of sentences is full stop. Now interrogative sentences ask the questions, and the punctuation mark that is used for asking the question is this question mark. You can see their appearance as well. Imperative sentences ask for the command or request, which can be followed by any of the punctuation marks depending upon the condition. Now exclamatory sentences expresses the emotions along with the punctuation mark of exclamation mark. Assertive declarative sentences. Now let me give you some of the examples of them, such as Kyra is a pilot. The results of CBSE exams will be declared in the next month. My dad has gone to Mumbai for some office work. The coronavirus is a pandemic. You can make some more examples or sentences of your own, and you can leave them in the comment section, or you can tell me through the worksheet method on the WhatsApp group if you are a WhatsApp joiner. Now let's have a look towards the example of interrogative sentences. Who are you? Have you taken admission in GNU? What marks have you scored in the last assessment? Who has spoiled my drawing? So what have you noticed here? The interrogative sentences always ends with a question mark. The interrogative sentences mostly state a question starting with WH words such as who, what, where, why, etc., or with how. I am saying mostly here because you can have a look towards the second example. It is starting with have. So mostly the questions start with WH words or with how. Now imperative sentences such as get out of my room, go and bring the food for me, please give me a blue gel pen, please pass me that bottle of water. So as you can see, the first two sentences are giving the commands and the last two sentences are asking for the request. Now let me take you through exclamatory sentences. These sentences express certain emotions like happiness, sadness, excitement, sorrowness, cheerfulness, etc. And they always end with an exclamation mark, as I have told you earlier as well. You can see the appearance of exclamation mark. For example, what a beautiful penthouse it is. Ew, she hasn't bathed for a week. Bravo, you secured first position in the yearly examinations. I'm very excited to watch that new movie of SRK. So you can see, can you point out the mistake in the last sentence? Yes, you are right. After the word SRK, there should be an exclamation mark. Since it is an exclamatory sentence, it is expressing the emotion of excitement. Now, let me take you through what are phrases. Phrases is a group of words that make sense but not complete sense. Have a look towards this thing what I am saying. It makes sense but not complete sense. Such as on the roof. It is a phrase. You can see it is making some sense that on the roof. But it is not making a complete sense that on the roof. What is there on the roof? What is happening there? Why is it on the roof? So here you can see I have written one more example here, that is he is sleeping on the roof. So this is a sentence or a clause you can say, because it is making a complete sense that someone or he is sleeping on the roof. If you say on the roof individually, then it is a phrase, and if you speak the whole sentence in a manner, then it will be a sentence and not the phrase. So I have written sentence / clause here. So clause is again a group of words with a subject and a verb. If you want me to make a video on what are clauses, then please tell your suggestions whether you want the video on clauses or not. I'll make a detailed video on it if you will. Now let me give you the examples of some phrases to clear your this concept, such as on the roof that we have just seen, near the wall, sitting there, having fun, you may leave, enjoying the eve, rewarding her, and etc. So I want you to make complete sentences out of these phrases. I'll give you a question in today's practice questionnaire where you have to make the sentences out of these phrases, where you will state the complete sense, complete meanings. So you are well aware of sentences now and phrases as well, and the types and so on. So that's it for today. Hope the video was helpful for you. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll meet you in the next video with a new topic. Till then, take care and bye bye. Thanks for watching.